Okay, I don't know how well it's going to show up on the camera, but there's two ruts here. One here, then one here. And they run all the way along. Actually, this trail runs a whole quarter mile here through my property. It actually runs right through my yard. But what this is, it's an old wagon trail that there used to be a fort along the Red River. When they first started moving west across the Red River into the Dakotas, they had a Fort Abercrombie. It's about a day's horse or even foot journey from here. They had a fort there, and then they had a fort called Fort Ransom, which is another day's journey. And halfway through they had a stopping point down by the river by the crossing. That is still to this day federal land. But from there, the trail, there's another trail that goes to a different fort, but the trail this way comes through my garden down there, my old garden, all the way up this hill and right through my yard. And it's just an old wagon trail. It was never vehicles. In fact, I find trees this big in the middle of the trail. But I've always meant to someday get a good metal detector and go along here, because where it goes through my garden, I actually used to dig up old wrenches and stuff. And because of what happens is, this is the first time they start climbing a hill. So once you start coming up, anything that isn't secure is going to fall off. And also I notice all along, you'll find like wild plums and stuff. Well, what happened really, it was from soldiers eating plums and spitting the seeds out, and there got to be a whole line of plum bushes along here. But the trail is still real evident. In fact, there's other trails that branch off too, and they're making this what they call the Northern Trail System. It's like the Appalachian Trail, but it runs across the northern tier of states. Starts out in Boston, and earlier this year I was out with the guys from that organization trying to show them where the trails went to. I did not show them this one because I don't want it going through my yard, but there's other trails that I got them going on. But they were really interested. There's a lot of history here, and kind of over the summer I'm going to be doing a little more. I'm not going to put it all on YouTube. I'm just going to be doing it kind of for my own sake, doing a lot of the history of the area, because it's, like I say, it's old and rich with history. Because even before they were running this trail up here, the other trail that went the other way was actually part of a trail system that went all the way up to Winnipeg, that the Métis Indians, well, they can't say they're Indians, they're like a mixture of everything. French, Canadians, Scotch, Irish, and Indians from several different tribes, all interbred, and it was a conglomeration, kind of like gypsies. But they traveled the whole valley, and they had a trail with ox carts from way up by Winnipeg all the way to St. Paul, and they would do furs and dried meats and whatever, bring down there, get guns and ammunition and whiskey, and come back. But with these, in fact, one of the local museums actually has one of the old carts that they pulled out of the trees someplace that's sitting in the museum, and I want to put pictures of that in there and stuff. But it's more for my own sake and just to have a record of it, because nobody remembers this anymore. This is a fairly good example of what I was saying about, see, like here's one rut, here's the other. This ash tree is growing right in the middle. Now, this ash tree is huge. So you know, I mean, the road has got to be very, very old.